Humans love story. It's the way that we communicate past ideas. It is the ancient way that we passed on technology from one generation to the next. The problem is, in the spiritual world, story gets in the way of being able to identify and correct any sort of negative issues or experiences that we're having related to our spiritual connection. So let's talk about that in this video. So what's the main problem with relying so much on story? First, I think you have to understand what is story in the first place. When working with people with negative entity attachments, many times my clients get all wrapped up in the story that led them to the negative entity attachment. Oh, I did this thing, I did a pendulum, or I did a Ouija board, or my X, Y, and Z died in my life, or any of these different scenarios, any of these choices that they made. And then they blame themselves for having made those choices, and they believe that they have set this negative entity experience on themselves as a result. Other story can come from actual spiritual stories, that you've had many past lives and you were here and you were there and this is what you learned in those past lives. Or this particular negative entity came from this situation and it was trapped in your body and now it wants to try to get out. These are all story, and even the positive ones. There are many stories about ascended masters and star nations and how they got into power, or how they are where they are now, or what your mission is when you're here. There's so much story in the spiritual world. These all qualify as something to watch out for. They can be very positive, but they can be very problematic. So how can they be problematic? First, when you're dealing with a situation that's really holding you back, the main thing that you need to do is focus on you, not the story itself, not what led you to it, not what kind of entity it was, not what the spiritual stories, what your past lives were. Oh, you're carrying on this thing from a past life, etc., etc. This all gets in the way of focusing on you, and you are the one that can resolve these problems within yourself. The other problem is we give the story all this power. We give our power away and we give it directly to the story. If the story is that you have a demon, oh my gosh, this is terrible, I don't know what to do. Look, I'm giving all of my power away to the demon because I've decided that it's a demon, that I've decided that it is this thing that has been with me for so long and it tells me all these things and I begin to believe those things. This is where we take our power that we had for ourselves, that we have for all humanity, that we have for all life, we have for all existence, and we give it away to the story. Oh, this must be true. Okay. The story also can cause low vibrational emotions. This is a big problem with story, is that we can get so wrapped up in the story that we get impatient, or we get disappointed, or we get frustrated, or we have guilt, or we have shame, or we have fear. We have all of these things associated with the story that is causing our problem in the first place. Jettison that. Get rid of that. This story is irrelevant. So what do you need to do to get away from story? For many, it may be a very long process, but there's a chance that you'll hear this and this is all you'll need. The non-story truth is that you have the power of all that exists because you are the creator of all and you are the all. You can give all of that away to the story, or you can claim it and decide that no matter what happens to you, you always have that immense power available to allow yourself to not be affected, to rise up to any challenge, and to know that no story is ever more powerful than you. So I hope you carry that with you for the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and the rest of your life. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate it, and if you could leave a comment, tell me what you thought about it, give it the old like, thumbs up, because that helps the YouTube algorithm. I'd appreciate it dearly. I love you unconditionally, and I'll see you in the next video.